Hello and welcome to Bussy's podcast. Please remember to subscribe to my channel and follow my Instagram and Facebook pages to find out who my next guest will be and when my next podcast goes live. Thank you. Hello and welcome back to Bussy's podcast. Today I'm joined by pro boxer, gym owner Luke Fisher. How are you, mate? You alright?
AKA The Outlaw, AKA Professional Panty Wetter. I'm good, mate. I'm good. I'm looking forward to this. Good little chat.
Yeah, obviously we're talking about how you've got into boxing through the Navy and your gym, how you got into owning it and all the rest of it, and how it's going. So how did it start? When did you get into boxing?
Well, it's like a sort of long story, but to cut it sort of start from the start, I started boxing at when I was 10 at a place called Centurions in Scunthorpe, which is now Ridding's ABC, run by a bloke called Neil Leach and Willie Smith. It's like I said, it's now called Ridding's ABC, but when I started it was Centurions, and it was run in Ridding's. I don't know if anyone knows. Do you know where the Sea Cadets unit is in Ridding? Do you know what it is? Well, it's like there's like a little shed there. It's literally like a spit and soldier shed, maybe twice the size of this. Just like a really good set of lads, and I started boxing there. Like I said, when I was 10, and then from there. It just sort of it sort of like grabbed hold of me. The whole sport just grabbed hold of me, and it like sort of sucked me in. And I've been in it now for 16 years now, so it's been really good. I've been enjoying it. I mean, so I boxed for Centurions for 6 years. Moving from that bottom gym up to this top gym, I started boxing with a lad called Deck Spellman. Everyone will know Deck. Yeah, so I started boxing with the same time as Deck, and we sort of had our first maybe 4 years there together before he sort of peeled off and went to a different gym, and I stuck with Centurions. And 6 years in, I moved to a gym called Highfields in Doncaster, run by two people called John and Liz Loosemore, who were like man and wife. So what happened was Deck was sort of he moved to this gym in Doncaster, and he basically told me, you know, if you want to sort of progress a little bit, this might be the place to go. I mean, as much as I love Centurions and I love the coaches, I felt like I sort of reached as far as they could take me. So I sort of moved to Highfield with Deck, and sort of progressed on from there really, mate. And then after that, joined the Navy. So
Did your boxing have an influence on going into Navy? Because obviously you said you wanted to progress further from there to Highfields to...
Yeah, I mean, I originally started boxing. I mean, anyone that knows me, and probably anyone that will watch this podcast knows me, that I've got like quite a bad twitch. I had Tourette's as a kid. So when I was, I think the reason I started was, and my dad didn't say this, but I think he started me boxing is because he didn't want like people taking the piss out of me. He wanted me to be able to sort of look after myself. It didn't really come to fruition because I even though kids take the piss all the time about anything. Do you know what I mean? So it didn't really matter if I had Tourette's or I look sort of Chinese. People take the piss out of anything. So the boxing sort of didn't really help because kids are kids and kids take the piss out of you all the time. But I think that's why I first started boxing. And then that is the main reason why I joined the Navy, because I boxed, because I was going to turn professional when I was 18, and my dad, rightly so, said you're probably a bit too young to turn professional. So I joined the Navy knowing or hoping that I'd get selected for the boxing team, and then that'd sort of be a way of like progressing my boxing, getting a bit older, getting a bit stronger, with the sort of the goal in mind to turn professional when I was a bit older. And we could talk about my time in the Navy, but that's sort of how it came about. Joining the Navy thinking I probably will be able to box. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
You say you're hoping you was going to get into the boxing team. You didn't do too badly to say.
No, I mean it's funny because, and I'm not like a big believer like all the everything happens for a reason, but I was supposed to join the Navy in June. Now they rang me up and said, would you like to start in January? So I was supposed to join June of 2014 or something like that, I can't remember. And they rang me and said, do you want to start in January? Now, at the time, that didn't seem very significant because it's just 6 months earlier. But looking back at it, because I joined in January, the way it fell, so it's a long story, but the way it fell when I got into my second phase of training, which was my engineering training, I was on the last course. That was a 19-week course. After that, it was 34 weeks. And the way it fell was, after I finished the course, the second phase 2 course, I started on the boxing team in September. Now September's the start of the season, the very start. So I literally left training and joined straight on the boxing team. Now if I'd have joined the Navy in June, I'd have I wouldn't have finished. I might have like tried to get on the team halfway through the season, which is a lot more like quite a difficult task to do. When you get sent to a ship, it's hard to like convince people to get the time off. So because I joined the team straight from training in September, I pretty much did 4.5 years in the Navy without. I never went on a ship. I think I spent a month on a ship while I was in the Navy for 4.5 years. It was amazing. So I just, like I said, I didn't have to like do any work. I didn't have to do any engineering, which was a good thing because I was shit at it, like awful at engineering. Like I was so bad. But so it all like came to like just fell really well, like in place really well. Joining at that time, and when I joined the Navy, within the first week, they flew me out to Cyprus, and I boxed out there for 2 weeks. So it sort of just like set the tone for how the next 4 years would go.
Yeah, which went pretty well, being 4 times
combined service champion. Yeah. So in the Navy, you box against like civvies, so it's obviously people that aren't in the forces all the time. You only really box against the Army or the RAF twice a year, but one of the times you box against them is what's called the combined services. So it's the Army, the Navy, and the RAF boxing like a competition. So I boxed against like the other lads in the Navy for for the number 1 spot in the Navy, which I won 4 times, and then I boxed against the Army and the RAF in that competition called the Combined Services, and I won that 4 times in a row, which is probably outside of maybe 2 people. I think that's probably the most it's been won outside of two people, which is I think it's a fucking massive achievement.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you know what I mean? To say like, because when I was before I joined the Navy, when I was at like boxing gyms, I was all right. Like I wasn't that good. Do you know what I mean? Like I used to go to competitions of like the Midlands area titles, and I looked at them like these lads are the fucking dog's bollocks. Like I'll never be this good. And that was just a local area sort of like competition. I was all right when up until the point I joined the Navy. That's when I really sort of like came into my own, being around a really good set of lads, a good set of coaches. I sort of really started to develop while I was in the Navy. So yeah, I boxed in these combined services 4 times. I won them 4 times. The most prominent one was probably my most recent one, because the Army had won that competition for 34 years on the bounce. So the Navy and the RAF had not won it in 34 years. And the last time, my last year in the Navy, we won it, the Navy. Like I said, it was the first time in 34 or 35 years that we'd managed to win that competition. So it was massive.
Yeah. How was it leaving the Navy?
It was tough. It was weird. It was tough because I said this to my mate Carl, who I'm really good friends with. He was in the Marines, but being in the forces, it like accelerates things like 10 times. So we lived together for 4 years on and off. Now that accelerates time, so that's like we've been mates for 10-15 years because you're living together, you're doing training together, working together, spending all like your time together basically. So it accelerates time. So it was tough when I left, because even though I've got a really good set of mates back home, it's just a different bond that you get with people when you're in the forces, and I think anyone in the forces will tell you that. So it was tough, and I couldn't really settle in a job either. I left, and in 18 months I had 6 different jobs, starting jobs, quitting jobs, like leaving jobs, just halfway through shifts, just absolutely hating it. And I was the thing about it is I was 23, I think, and I was adamant that I wasn't going to get stuck in a job that I hated at 23. Like I always had that in mind, and I remember thinking that to myself. I remember thinking, because like I said, when I was quitting these jobs back to back, my mum was like, what are you going to do? And I just said, I refuse to get stuck in a job that I hate at 23 years old.
Yeah.
That was a massive thing for me, and I think think it's sort of like paid off massively, because obviously I wouldn't be sort of doing what I am now.
Yeah. So did you get an offer from Tim, who owns the gym at the time?
So when I left the Navy, Tim originally said, do you want to start running sessions full time? And I just said, I'm not really that. I don't think anyone would be interested. Lucky enough, I said that because at the time I wasn't professional. I wasn't really I'd been living away for 4.5 years, so I wasn't really out and about the town all the time. So and if I tried it then, it might have fallen flat on its face, and I might not have tried it again. But soon after leaving the Navy, I turned professional with Carl Greaves, who also has Deck Spellman. So Deck introduced us. So I turned professional. I think I had 3 or 4 fights while I was still working. And then I sort of took Tim up on his offer of running sessions from his gym, just in a little shitty shed, which so I run sessions from there, and I was doing that after work, and I was doing 3 or 4 a night, and I just thought, again, it was back to that. I didn't want to get stuck in a job that I hated. So even though at the start I thought, if I do 4 a night, it might not be great money, but I'll love it, and I'll enjoy doing it. So I thought, what, fuck it, I'll give it a go. You'd like to swear on this podcast?
Yeah, say what you want. Yeah, fucking hell. Yeah, Jody on. Yeah, you want to swear?
Yeah, fair one. Yeah. So I just thought, why not? I'll give it a go. And it quickly sort of within a few months, I thought this could really do well. I thought it could really do well. It started taking off, and then after about 6 to 8 months, I moved into a bigger gym, which is also in Tim's facility, but he's got a big gym, then an outer shed, and I was using the shed. Then I moved into the bigger gym, and I started I said, taking sessions in there. That grew and grew, and now I've bought the whole Tim off business off Tim. Sorry. So now I have the Outlaw Boxing and Outlaw Functional Fitness, and as of Tuesday I've got my first employee, which is Deck Spellman. So it's a really nice thing to have him come on, really, because like I said, we started our career together. From the day dot. We moved to the same gym together. We turned professional with the same bloke. So it makes really good business sense for Deck to start working with me. I'm not his boss. We work together. It just makes really good business sense, and I also think it makes sense just to have him in. I mean, there's only me, Deck, and one other professional boxer in Scunthorpe called James Richardson, who's a great boxer. So it just makes sense to have Deck come on, really. And like I say, it starts on Tuesday. He's nearly fully booked already, so it seems to be working well.
Yeah, good. Yeah. And then obviously you put yourself out in the community as well, going into schools and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, so I got asked to go into a few schools, and I was I wasn't sure if I wanted to do it or not, but I give it a go, and I really enjoyed doing the educational side of things. So I went into North Lindsay, Melior, got in at the Outwood academies, so Brumby Outwood. So I started taking sessions there, really enjoying that, and then off the back of that I started running some sessions for mental health, a free session. Again, I enjoyed that. And now we're taking Deck on. I'm hoping to be able to get back into schools, because that sort of got put on hold with the gym getting so busy. So that got put on hold a little bit. So it's going really well now. I also like the business side of it. So I like I like taking the sessions, but I like seeing how the business is growing. Because it's mine. It's my little baby. I like developing that as well. And then obviously with my own professional boxing, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that when I sell tickets again, we'll be back in. So, yeah.
Have you got any plans to fight at the minute, or is it just something that you're just wanting to do?
No, I mean, it become really tough. It's not about the money. I love boxing. It's not about the money, but at the same time, I've got a house and that, and I've got a missus and got hobbies I want to do and places I want to go and so all that sort of stuff. So it also needs to make business sense for me to box. Now at the minute with the shows that's on, because you can't sell a lot of tickets because obviously the restrictions, I'd have to like knock a few sessions on the head and to pick up my own training.
Yeah.
And it just wouldn't make like financial sense to do that. I absolutely love boxing, and I pray that I can box again when the sort of like I can sell tickets and the time is right.
Yeah.
But I'm only 25. I'm not in a massive rush. I mean, if I have another 6 months a year off, I'll still be 26, coming on 27. I can pick it up then and still be successful, still do well at the boxing.
Is that a goal to be? Would you like to be a pro boxer, or is it just something you'd like doing to carry on pro boxing rather than?
I mean, I don't think I'll ever box full time but when I was at work and I was hating my job, my goal was I want to box full time. But now I'm coaching and I'm really enjoying the coaching side. I've not got a desire to quit doing that. When I was at work, it was a real drive for me I'm going to do this. I'm going to get good at boxing. I like better boxing, and I'm going to box full time. But now, because I'm enjoying my job and I love it, I don't have that drive to be like I need to box full time now.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm really realistic about what I can achieve. I won't win a world title. Like, I'm just not that good. I'm good. I'm not a world title level. So I don't think I'm ever going to be in a position where I will earn enough money from boxing to just box.
Yeah.
I think I can win an English title. I think I can box for a British title. When I say that, I genuinely mean it. Genuinely mean it.
Yeah.
But like I know I'm not world level. I'm not that good. So for me, running the business and making sure that's running well is a sort of a priority of mine at the minute.
Yeah. Obviously, not that sort of mindset, like, but mindset is a big thing for you, and mental health again is a big thing for you. You said you've never struggled with it, but obviously you're putting sessions on for people that do.
Yeah. Well, I'm not like, people think it's like hippie woo woo bullshit, but like people underestimate the power of just getting a good sweat on. Now, I've spoke about this in like other podcasts, but if you've got to look at your life. Like, if you're not training, you're eating like shit, you're not sleeping, you get on it all the time. It's like you're not gonna feel good about yourself. Like, I'm active. I genuinely put the fact down to I've never struggled with anxiety, and I've never struggled with my mental health, and I put that down to I'm active every day. I do something physically active every day. I eat well. I drink a lot of water, and I don't really booze that often. That's not saying you've got to be a saint, but like, do you know what I mean? You've got to, if you're not doing absolutely anything, like you're not training ever, you're eating like shit, you never drink any water, you're not gonna feel good about yourself ever.
Yeah.
I think being active and being in sport, and that's why I push them, trying to get them sessions up and running, because I think it's so important. You know, anyone out there that does train knows how good they feel after just getting a hard session in. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah, definitely.
Do you like get training much, or?
Not really. I was coming once a week before COVID.
Yeah.
What
cost the sessions? Yeah.
Hurt my knee at the minute, like, but as soon as I'm fit again, I'll be back in with you. Are you still doing your circuit trainings?
Well, no, because I took over.
It's changed.
Well, because I took over the Tim's part, which was CrossFit Scunthorpe. It's now Outlaw Functional Fitness. I don't run circuits because what my goal was is for anyone to come circuit training to member up at the CrossFit, the Outlaw Functional Fitness side, which is going quite well. So I'm running these like 12-week programs for the boxing, because I really, as much as like I like running the business, I do like coaching. Like, I love seeing people progress in boxing. So when I have these like 12-week programs that I'm running, when I from the start, when I bring someone in and they fucking put 2 left gloves on to leaving and they're like looking really good, it's a bit of a buzz for me. So I'm not running this at the circuits anymore. I'm just sort of focusing on the boxing side, and having an Outlaw Functional Fitness run is like sort of a side thing.
Yeah, definitely. So, and got a few bits to sell. You got your own gloves?
Yeah, I've got plug it. I've got my own gloves coming. My own gloves coming out, which I hope do well. I mean, again, it's not like a massive thing for me. I like seeing the business grow. So I'm just like, where can I take it from here? So like I said, taking Decon was a massive milestone for me. opening Tim's bit. In the future, what my plans are I'd like to get a bigger facility and have like a bit of a state of the art boxing gym with like a strength conditioning side and have like a strong strength conditioning coach. That's the long term goal. Outside of my own boxing career, and then within my own boxing career, it's just to box again and see where I can take it. Really, yeah, that's pretty much where we're at the minute.
Would you ever like to have a pro boxer come underneath you, sort of thing?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to get you get what's called a seconds license, so that's like a number 2 in the corner, so the guy that washes the gum shield out and shit like that. And then from there, I'd like to go and get my first, and like in the long run, take on some professional boxers. Again, that's another thing with all the business side of it, is that I want to get to a place where I can free up the time to take on, you know, some like lads that I can give them more time and sort of develop them into like, you know, my own like sort of stable of fighters.
Is there anything else you've got quite a lot going on?
Not really, mate. Outside of that's pretty much it. I mean, so get back into schools and that, do my own boxing. That's pretty much where I'm at the moment.
Well, you seem to have achieved a lot, and you've seemed to set goals to achieve even more.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for coming on, mate.
Cheers, Charlie. Yeah,
I appreciate you coming on.
Cheers for having us in it. It's funny. I was talking to my mate about this. If you'd have asked me like if you'd asked someone 10 years ago, will a podcast work? Because everyone wants that like fast-paced mentality. Like everyone like wants it now. So if you said, the podcasts are going to work, they might be 3 hours long, I'd have said that probably won't work, because who's going to sit around for 3 hours?
Yeah.
But I think because everything's so fast paced at the minute, people like to have this sort of like long form conversation, listen to people speaking. I love listening to them. I listen to them all the time. And Joe Rogan's tonight is killing it. And one day, mate, the Bussy podcast.
Yeah, we'll be up there one day. Thank you so much for watching. For more videos like this, please remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and to find out who my future guests will be, please follow my Instagram and my Facebook pages.